So I haven't made one of these in a while, and I've had a lot of different coaching sessions and meetings with lots of awesome therapists and clients of mine over the last several weeks. And I thought it would make sense to crystallize three big themes that I've noticed from working with trauma informed therapists who are either wanting to expand their practice through new marketing initiatives or they want to create their own course or workshop. That's what I've really been leaning into these last several weeks, a few months now at this point, has been helping these trauma informed care providers, EMDR, IFS, somatic therapists get creative and learn how to adapt their one-on-one practice into other modes of treatment and other offerings for their clientele. It's been a really cool creative process. And here are three big things I've noticed over the last several weeks of my work with Flourish. Number one is it's funny when you talk to a therapist, or really anyone for that matter, who wants to create their own course or workshop, getting them to talk about it feels sensitive. If they have thought about it over the years, maybe they've taken some notes on it, they might be early in the process. It kind of feels like a cross between this cathartic, expressive experience, this energy that's inside them that is just clawing to get out, and you kind of want to just coax it out of them and get them to put it on paper or express it in some way. And it's also has an energy of like a homework assignment, like an obligation, like some sort of tedious task that they have been putting off, and they feel some shame or guilt around it, and they roll their eyes and get hard on themselves. So it's very interesting noticing how childlike sometimes our most creative endeavors feel, even in the professional world. People, adults, therapists who've been in this industry for decades still feel this sort of giddy excitement that comes with a cool new idea, wanting to express it, but it's also met with the obligation, the I know I have to eat my vegetables sort of discipline that comes with putting it on paper. So that's a fascinating little thing I've noticed from doing my support groups for individuals who are trying to launch their own course and start their own course and want some support and accountability from other therapists and peers around starting it. The second thing I've noticed is making decisions around your course, and there's always parts of the process that feel like dead ends, and you might have gotten some good ideas down, but you are stuck on format and you're stuck maybe other parts of the process, right? What I've noticed is always go back and ask yourself, okay, well, what best fits my ideal clients, my ICP, my ideal client profile? Who is this course for? Who is this workshop for? If you really drill down into the psychographic, kind of descriptives of who you're serving, I think a lot of those answers start to reveal themselves regarding curriculum and format. So example, there was a client of mine who works with HSPs, highly sensitive people, right? And her workshop is very intimate. It's capped at 6 people. It's in person. And she was kind of thinking about expanding it and trying to, put it into different settings. And we really got back to the point of like, no, it's her group is highly sensitive people. Larger groups may not be the best fit to do deep healing work, right? Maybe virtual may not be the best fit to do deep healing work. So for what this client of mine was creating, and she had a proof point already that has worked pretty well, she decided, okay, yeah, my clientele really lends themselves to small, intimate groups in person if possible. And that's when real good healing and group healing can start to take place. So always listen to your clients, listen to your ideal clients, listen to your clients that show up like time and time again, because they will inform a lot of these large and small decisions throughout the course of a creation process. And the last thing I'll mention is when you're thinking about expanding your practice or creating a new offering, think about how this new offering might complement your existing offerings. That's super, super important. I think a lot of people will create offerings not blindly, but just without the strategy of thinking, well, this offering kind of complements and informs the other. Now, what I mean by that is, say you have a one-on-one therapy practice, you might want to build a course that might be a conduit, a sort of entry point into your practice. So people that might be contemplating therapy, they may not be, ready yet. I think some somatic therapists, there's really a learning curve when it comes to some somatic terms and how you talk to your body and refer to your body. There's a lot of value in creating a introductory course to some of these somatic terms to give to clients before they come into one-on-one work with you, so that when they do come into your one-on-one setting, they're better equipped and they can really adopt and soak in the things you're covering in your sessions more quickly and more deeply. So there can be a course that primes them for the deeper work. And then on the flip side, you could have a course or a workshop or an offering that is for integration. So maybe after a one-on-one session with a client, having a course or a workshop or a group for them after that process that helps them integrate and bring things from this deeper process into their life. And that, again, could be a group, it could be a recorded course. So just think about how your one-on-one sessions are probably the nucleus of your practice, but think about how all these other offerings can sort of complement and feed into it and bounce off of it in a supportive way. That's what a sound business does, is it has other parts of the business, it's a diversified set of revenue, but also revenue that all supports each other and the end goal. And it also casts a wider net of possible clients. So these are some things that I think were super important that I've covered and have really resonated with my clients over the last few weeks, a couple months now. So hopefully these can help, and hopefully this ignites more thought and intention around the offerings that you're going to create. So always here to answer any questions and chat if you'd like.